So this is my prepared topsoil plugs, which is our grade 3 planting medium, and I'm going to take enough to plant up as many dahlias as we can. I'll show you what we do with it in a moment. So it's pretty healthy topsoil that's had some top mulches on it and had plants growing in it, and it'll be pretty alive. And I've got a barrow full, and then there's a bag full of sterile multi-purpose peat-free compost there, which I'm going to mix in probably half of that into 1 barrow's worth of topsoil. So I'm hoping that the mix will give it structure mostly. The peat-free can often be a little bit gloopy and needs additives to make sure it's draining properly. So the topsoil here, which is some organic and some mineral base, should give it a reasonable mix. We look after the soil, and the plants will look after themselves. And the way we do that here is to make sure that we're feeding the soil with organic material and growing plants in it all of the time, because that keeps the soil in good condition. I like to have plants growing in it which will drive the soil food web. Bacteria breaking down the organic material, and then the higher up the food chain, and worms and such like will feed on the bacteria, digest the bacteria, and release the nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium and other nutrients, so-called nutrients for plants. In fact, they're elemental, they're elements. So nutrients and structure are the two things that this medium requires to give our dahlia a good start. So that's our mix ready to go. So here's my boxed up dahlias, some of them, and my potting bench and pots all waiting to go. There are some more over the other side here. So we'll hopefully get all those into pots over the next couple of days. So what I've got here, a little bit of bone meal in each of the pots, and then I'm going to label the pots up. So that's the kit you can see here. And here's my pots waiting to go. So let's have a look at the first batch. Hopefully we'll pick up on some of the issues that you might find when you do come to pot up your Dahlia tubers, and how we get round them. These are Downham Royal. They're a little bit dry, and I've divided them already into 2s and 3s. So let's see how we get on. We look at the first one. So that's small and neat. and will fit nicely in a 2 litre pot. I've got 2 litre pots and 3 litre pots here waiting. So if you inspect your tuber and make sure that the tuber clump is intact and that we've got no rot, which would show up as darker areas which would be very soft to touch. So if you squeeze your tubers and make sure that they feel nice and healthy, and then it's simply a matter of popping some medium in. A little bit of bone meal, organic fertilizer. Pop our tuber in. So that the top is just visible. Settle it in nicely. And then find our top. There it is. Settle the tuber in, pressing it down a bit. And that guy's done. We're now going to label it up. I'm not going to label every one because there's no need. I'm just going to label one. I use an ordinary black lead pencil because I've found that after a year in the sun the label is still legible when I've used black lead. If I've used a fibre tip pen of some sort, even those so-called permanent ones, you often find that at the end of the season that you can't read what you've written. So I'll label up using this is a 2B pencil. And I'll put today's date in, which is the 1st of April. These are small tubers, so I'm going to use 2 litre pots for each of them. Inspect, pass. And now one of my tricks is I use a sticker, which I'll use so that I don't have to use a label in each pot. And I'll mark up the original label with a coloured sticker, and then each of the pots, which will be kept together so I shouldn't lose track, I'll label up with a similar colour. So it's taken me the best part of an hour, and I've potted up 43 of my Dahlia Tubers. There's 27 preference, 16 Downham Royals, and I've used one barrow full of Moorfield Farm mix. So I'm going to water these now, and then they'll be put in the polytunnel to get started. So these guys will get into putting shoots out now, I hope, over the next 2 to 3 weeks. I'll do another video to show how they're coming on in a couple of weeks. And I've now got another 200 or so to do. So if you let me get on with that, and I hope to see you in the next video. Okay, bye for now.